Welcome, everybody. Here we go, back at it. Episode number 5 of Talking Dirty with Nana. And we have a good one in store for you, gents.
Oh yeah, talking dirty with Nana, baby.
And let's start it
be
off by welcoming, guest number 3 at this point, right? Well, actually, I mean, we had Sean.
Or well, yeah, we can't really
I
count
think we're
them.
always in double digits.
Yeah, drank a little bit too
Really
much
count
beer
'em.
from the last podcast. So this is a nice, sober change of pace here with Mr. Berrigan in the flesh here. And welcome, Alex.
Welcome, Alex. Welcome.
I'll drink to that.
Welcome.
Cheers.
Wow,
Honor
Yeah.
to be here. It's an absolute honor to be here.
Had
you're
to
one upping me.
Falcons
I don't
jersey
have a
for
drink.
the boy.
Rise up, boys. Rise up. Talking to you too, Coco. I know more to be said on that later.
Ho ho ho.
Well, we'll kick it off just by obviously we're welcoming Alex here. Good guest to have. I know with the draft just in the books here, a lot of excitement coming in the next couple of weeks here. But Alex, what are you most excited for the upcoming season?
Yeah, I suppose specifically for myself and my team, I referred it to a storm brewing on the horizon. I can't wait to watch it build. I guess specifically, I would say that I think there's a very, very good chance that my QB play is going to propel me further than it certainly did last year. Obviously,
Tua non baby.
Tua is option one, but I guess I have Marty to thank for Eric Carr, and I'm very high on that new connection. Directly connected to that is the AFC West, which is it's exciting, nerve-wracking. That's going to be primetime television, but that's reality, and I'm here to talk fantasy. So I suppose in the league itself, I'm going to hold firm. It's been years in the making. I honestly cannot wait to see the first three-team trade happen. I think the legacy and the longevity that it's taken to happen, it's not a forced thing, but to either take place or I guess either firsthand or observationally see what it takes to kind of make it happen is something that I'm definitely looking forward to.
I'm
Fingers crossed.
very excited for you, Alex.
Is it? Hopefully the time is right.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that trade is on your horizon. I'm curious to see what the pieces would be after a pretty eventful draft. But hopefully you're right about the storm brewing, Alex. I think meteorologists are incorrect a lot of times, and in your case, I really hope that storm really is coming.
Alex, I want to personally say, as one of the original Mr. Berrigan Alex fan clubs there are in this sleeper league, I can't wait to see your team grow. It makes me so proud seeing from the sidelines. And you're building something, Alex, and I'm very proud of you because, God, I wish I was doing something like that.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Like no one's gone down the path that Alex Berrigan is taking right now.
No one.
So
Yeah. Right.
He is a trailblazer.
Yeah.
Strategy, and that's why I kind of think everyone's kind of enamored with your team a bit. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see if that that strategy gives you that payday that you're looking for here. But I think this is the year where the slate is going to be a little bit cleaner, and we'll be able to actually see what the future holds for you and your team.
So, what you're doing with the rebuild, very exciting. We're about to witness our first full tank year with Dylan. So let's see how he reacts and comes back next year with a full-on rebuilt team ready to go that you're doing now with the kind of draft that you just had.
Yeah, I'm kind of biased to say it. I think it's honestly pretty impressive that the fantasy gods would match us up week one. I don't want to zip my lip as far as that goes, but I mean I think that'll be an impressive narrative moving forward as well. I think that'll be it's just 1 week, but I think a lot will be said as far as how far I guess maybe we both have come in our strategies, the payoff, and then kind of like the first step with that. And then along those lines, I think you guys actually might have asked my question. I came here prepared for a question with you guys. And
Oh,
yeah, and I was going to ask, outside, I know the commissioner's podcast with Matt wasn't too focused on me, but I've seen, even with Sean's podcast, Sean, there's one common name on everyone's lips at this kind of point in time, which kind of impresses me. I mean, I know I have a flair for the dramatics, it's a tango, so I know I play my part in this. But yeah, I was kind of curious to get your takes on, almost like podcast in, podcast out. Let's talk about Bergen or talk about Alex at some point. And like I said, I think you guys might have just answered it beforehand. I actually didn't even spoil this, guys, to the viewers. Like, I didn't tell them what the question
okay,
was.
yeah, no, I was not prepared for this. I really wasn't.
Yeah.
Since I'm talking, I'll answer your question like you're the talk. I know you like a little attention, Alex, and who doesn't? I certainly don't, right?
Yeah.
Totally kidding. I fucking love it. But when your name comes up during everything, let's just say I'm not doing anything to stop the talk about your team. So and me, I just like talking about everyone's teams. Don't ever listen to a word that comes out of my mouth about your teams. It's just my opinion, I'll tell you.
Right.
But I mean, we're in fantasy. We're all committed to each other in dynasty. That's how I feel like we really are. We're in a 10-person relationship, and so I like to be. I want to be the fun couple. Okay, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that, Alex, you've definitely been a pretty big focal point in the league just as far as like chatter goes. And I think it really has to do, there's been some questionable decisions maybe in the past, but I'll say that there's a path to victory that everybody sees and everybody kind of runs towards it. But you're the kind of person that kind of sees that
against the
passageway and tries to take that angle to get to that to the castle, so to speak. But
guilty as charged.
It's interesting. Like, I really do want to see. I hope that your team does well, and I hope the same for Dylan. And to defend Dylan, I don't really think Dylan's going to be trying to tank this year. I think he really thinks that he'll be able to still get some wins. And when I was talking to him on draft day, he was a little defensive on the subject of tanking because he doesn't feel like he's at that point yet. But I guess we'll see what actions speak louder than words, and we'll have to see how his team does. So, but like I'm saying,
Alex, my ass in week one.
Yeah. But like I said, Alex, you have a different take on what it takes to be a champion of the league. So like I said, we'll see if it pays off.
Let's see. Yes, indeed. All right, thank you, guys. It's an honor to be here. Thank you guys very much, and I'm very excited for the podcasts to come as well. So,
yes, absolutely, Alex. Tell me, real quick, what's the most exciting thing that you're looking forward to this year? Like, is there a player on your team particularly? Is there like, who's that one?
Yeah, I believe it was an ESPN little, I know it's not a meme, but like a little ESPN post of one, I hope you're sitting down, Hugo, but one DeAndre Swift saying that he's going to get 1,000, 1,000 rushing yards?
I may have shared that with you.
Yeah, exactly, 1,000 receiving yards. Yeah, I mean, it's, if what could that mean to my team? Being an owner of Swift is,
I think you got a top 10 running back on your team, and he could push for top 5 fantasy points. He really could.
Yeah, that gets my blood pumping.
It's McCaffrey
really
Jr.
Yeah, we'll have to, and hopefully take care of him. I know he was busted up last year, so obviously health and safety is something we all wish for. So yeah, just to see what the ceiling is for that one gentleman. Which is tied to my greatest fear of, I'm not sure if I'm out of the woods with the running back situation. More to be said on that, but I have that glimmer, there of like, okay, at least
There you
I've
go.
got DeAndre, like at least I've got him.
There you go.
So
And I had one more question for you, Alex, before we get going on this too.
Mhm.
What's one thing from someone else's team that's sticking out to you in particular, like a player, like questionable or like just off the rip?
yeah, I'm probably looping a lot of owners and teams into this, but that the Russell Wilson impact of being on the Broncos, I know that might, maybe be exclusive to Matt and
Coco.
Coco with the entire receiving core. I know Marty, I believe, has Hamlin.
Hey,
too.
I got the running back. I
Yeah,
think that
exactly, yeah.
offense is going to be crazy.
Yeah, where
Unpredictable.
that goes to. Yeah, if it is a seamless transition and it is, like it is truly Mr. Unlimited,
Great answer, Alex.
taken
Great
off.
answer.
Yeah. So I have nothing invested into that situation, honestly, but that's it. From an outside bystander, I'm excited for you guys and excited to see what the repercussions of
Dude, I
that
was
trade specifically.
prepared for the Raiders, bro. I was prepared for the
Yeah,
Raiders talk
it was,
there.
yeah, it was that, but that I mean, I hate to tie in, reality, but yeah, that AFC West, it's gonna be. I was telling people if they had like a cable package of just every AFC West game, oof, I would.
I'll be watching every single week.
Yeah, exactly. I would do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be.
Well,
Tough draft.
keep it going. I appreciate all the information and all the discussion here that we had. But we'll jump right into the meat of the podcast now at this point here, which is going to be draft recap. Obviously, big part of the year to start it off is going to be that draft, and we'll just kind of break down what we're excited about and what picks really get us excited about the year.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, for both of you, question for the both of you. This draft was unlike any other where two owners had 6 picks in the first round. You both had 3. How much did you guys feel the pressure having 3 picks in this first round? Marty started off.
For me, I feel like I mean, there wasn't too much pressure for me. I feel like there was a clear at least top 2 that I should have taken on my team. And then the one player I'm not too confident in at this point here is Walker, but obviously I just drafted him. Gonna have to give him some time to flourish there. But I think I've done well with the players I've drafted for what was available. I think there might have been a little bit more pressure on Alex just because his picks are a little bit more unpredictable as far as like what he could expect. But I'll let Alex talk about that.
Yeah, I would, I guess, maybe preface this with, I'm not disappointed with my players. I definitely identify question marks, I suppose, even beyond, maybe just to throw it right back at you, Marty, maybe even with your picks as well. Not to be uber defensive or anything. But yeah, I definitely relish, being able to come right off of it. I felt like it was pretty safe to assume Marty's first 3. Tied to that, I don't think we could have a better 3 doing the draft recap. All 3 of us obviously apparently knew whatever 6 correct ones.
Yeah.
That's wild that happened. But yeah,
I didn't even think how much of an inside job you could have been with your 3.
Oh.
We were also focused with Marty's 3.
Yeah.
That we didn't even think about your 3 when it came in. He could literally, he's the only one that knows the order. It could be an inside job. He could flip flop.
Yeah. No. So the 4th pick was gold for me. I really enjoyed having that. I couldn't wait for that to kind of bubble up and drop the Olave bomb. But as far as answering your question specifically with the pressure, it was up until the moment of, it was a 50-50 split between like, oh man, like, I mean, drill, going for the running back, which I think a lot of people had assumed. But then
I was one of them.
Oh yeah. wanting to kind of move away from that. Do I need running back? Absolutely. Is a stud receiver going to help me out? Without a doubt. So I kind of approached it that way, where I was more or less sold on, I think it kind of indicates with like I need running back. So I had it planned out that it would be 2 running backs and a wide receiver. And I just figured that, looking at it, I would at least have options of being able to.
Nice.
To get it.
I love it. I love it. Marty, kick things off here with your number 1. Go for it, kid.
Well, we have the Falcon Boy on the podcast here, and out of respect to Alex and him hosting, I drafted Drake London number 1, and I think he's going to be maybe possibly the best pick that I took in this draft here. I think he is the most
surefire,
yeah, if you want to say that. I think he's the most reliable guy on my team right now. I think Kenneth Walker, like, there's already like injury concerns right now, which is why I'm a little bit hesitant to say that he's a slam dunk pick. But I think Breece Hall is definitely going to be in, the conversation for, better player when it comes to fantasy wise between London and Hall. But I'm really excited about London. I'm excited. I've done well drafting wide receivers in the past. I just have a feeling he's going to be another slam dunk pick.
Yeah, I thought he fit your team perfectly after you traded away T. Higgins. That boom, there's your wide receiver that's just gonna fill right in the spot that T took, hopefully. But I love that he went number 1 because it takes the pressure off Breece.
Yeah. Hey, just quick question I'll throw out to you guys for Matt's little the little prediction of the draft order. If it really counted on the order I took, you guys think I would have made things difficult, or you think I would have just been right down the middle with, the correct order?
You should have done the correct order. We all would have been very mad at you.
But would I have? Yes or no?
I think you would have.
Thank you, dog. I definitely would have.
Correct order. What are you talking about? Drake London is.
Yeah.
So I guess this might be, and I'll keep this short. Drake London, I think I couldn't agree more with him being kind of like that home run hit. Knocked it out of the park, safe, surefire bet. Going to be targeted a shit ton. Was going to, hopefully catch a lot of those. I believe, I personally think there are question marks with both of those running backs, or, whether it be the team that they're on, I guess maybe hesitancy as far as like naming them like the clear cut starters, whether that be, coaching strategy or just the fact of what the performance or an indication of their performance. But yeah, to be maybe the dissenting voice that likes to go against the grain here.
He's something to be excited about with the Falcons for sure.
I'm obviously biased, but more excited about London than I am too. All the same, I recognize full well that they are the top 2 draft prospects. So I don't blame you at all for not choosing them. So
yeah, I'll say this. I mean, I can understand the hesitation with Hall to a certain degree, just because of the team he's on. But I just think he's got too much talent to not do well, or at least be a solid like 20-point fantasy guy. So Kenneth Walker, like I said, I'm not too confident as far as consistency goes, which is what I really like for my team when it comes to fantasy. But we'll keep it moving. We can talk about Alex at pick number 4.
This was very bold, Alex. I loved it.
Go with the bad boys over in New Orleans. Yeah, those dirty bastards over there. But yeah, I think there is honestly I'm not confident in the fact that Michael Thomas is ever going to return to the NFL and actually another snap. Do I know what's going on? Yeah. Do I have concrete, stern belief, or like, hey, he's not good because blah. I don't know what the hell's going on with him, but apparently he doesn't want to play football, or something's holding him back from playing football. And it's almost along the same lines of London, where I see a black hole of targets that someone's got to eat up, and so that's basically my reasoning for.
Yeah, the targets are definitely going to be there for sure. I love the pick because, like you're saying, I think he's going to come in and overtake Michael Thomas right off the bat. He should be the Saints wide receiver #1 this year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want this to go to your head or anything like this, Alex, but I think the way that you drafted this year was pretty masterful in the fact that everybody thought you were going for a running back at 4, right? So no one really, and Olave, Olave, Burks, I think they're pretty comparable as far as talent goes. So I know Olave was being targeted by Matt at 7 and a lot of other people. So the fact that you got Olave, and I'll say a lot of people put down Cook as the candidate that you would have drafted at 4. So the fact that you were able, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but the fact that you were able to get Olave, one of the top wide receivers that was available at that time, and Cook at 8, I think was very well played.
Yeah, Olave wasn't going to drop past 5 at Steve. So, yeah, you had to take him there, Alex. You got the player you wanted, so congrats to you, man. Want to move on to Burks since next on the list there, Stevie Boy. How do you think Steve felt about this pick, Marty?
I think he is very happy about that pick. When we were doing the draft podcast and we had him take Williams at 5, I was like, "There's no way." Steve is definitely taking Burks. I think this is one of the picks that I was right on. One of the few that I was right about who Steve was going to draft. And I think Steve is going to be wicked happy about it because even like I'm looking at fantasy predictions. We talked about it a little bit earlier before the podcast. Like Burks, he's gonna be. I think he's just gonna be good, just because they need him to be the guy with that huge.
He has a talent.
So I'm excited for Steve. I think this was a good pick for him. His team needs wide receiving depth. So I mean, obviously he's taking one of the best wide receivers off the board, and I'm sure he's very happy with it.
Anything to add there, Alex?
Yeah, I peg myself a bit of a Burks hater. I don't do as much of the college research as others, and everything that I've seen is kind of, seems sketchy. But I also, on the flip side of that coin, know that there are, general managers of football teams that, made moves to go get this guy and deal, AJ Brown. So, for whatever that's worth, I think that's a pretty great move. For that, I feel like it's safe. I don't want to go too far into this, but I think that Steve probably had the safest draft out of the squad as far as, his picks going and not really rolling the die too much. So yeah, I would say this is a pretty safe bet to pick him there. And hopefully it plays out.
Yeah, for sure. Next pick, Marty.
Yeah, I think kudos to Brennan. He's done a lot better, maybe 100 times better than what he did last year. Maybe 1,000. I have no idea what the actual figure would be, but I think this is a pick that we, as a bunch, were very excited about for Brennan. But I just truthfully think that Brennan needed a guy on his team that he could be starting right away, and he drafted Pierce at 6, running back for Houston, and Pierce is already the number 1, 1 and 2 carry guy. So I think we're all pretty excited for Brennan with this pick here. I definitely, I probably should have saw it coming. Definitely did not see it coming, but looking at the pick now, I think we can all appreciate that Brennan did a good job at this pick number 6.
I can't believe we trusted Brendan to get it right, and he got it right. Like I was floored because he really couldn't screw this up, in my opinion. Obviously, Brendan needs young pieces on his team, and like you said, Marty, the fact that he could start him right away is like sugar on the top. It's freaking awesome for Brendan, and he needs an RB behind Eckler and Kamara because he's got nothing behind him. So he slowly needed to started building this draft, and he definitely got it done with this pick right here.
Mm-hmm. Total grand slam. Yeah. Phenomenal pick. Instant, plug and play player. I was, this is the result of, as I saw him sitting on the couch doing all the research right then and there. So, doff of the cap to Brendan, and, what I believe was oh, I don't want to say gut reaction, but, I'm not positive what his approach going into the draft would have been or was. But yeah, in order to kind of hone in and really do a great job, I really like, for the most part, I really like his draft there. And the cherry on top of that sweet Sunday was or his sweet Sunday is Damian Pierce at 1-6. That was a
Yeah.
well.
And then Matty Daddy Batty Boy at pick number 7 drafts George Pickens, who there's no wide receiver that's gotten more hype this training camp. Matt is all in on Pickens. It's a big timeshare, in my opinion, for Matt out in the Steelers with Deontay Johnson still over there and Claypool. But I think Matt needed a wide receiver for sure because he's like loaded at running back, as we all know. So building that receiver core and basically, I love this pick for Matt. It's home run in my eye, and perfect fit for Matt's team.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, I have a lot of people in the draft who are looking at Pickens for, a candidate for their team. So I was really hoping he would fall a little bit longer, but Matt scooped him up. I don't want to say early because I think Matt probably got him right at the
Right
point
where he
where
should have gone, for
should
sure.
have gone. But sleeper for some reason had him projected to go at like 11 or 12 or something like that. So I was like, okay, maybe people are sleeping on him. But Matt obviously was listening to all the hype and he wanted him on his team. And I think it's a good move. I think he's going to be definitely a good sleeper asset on his team. And I'm going to be excited to watch, the Steelers in general this year, just for, Big Ben's gone. A lot of rookie players coming in, trying to make a difference on that team. So it'll be a cool team to watch.
Yeah, no, I know that. I think the only person more excited than the three of us about this pick is Matt himself. And I've been hearing him, and especially since with the Olave pick, I know that next on his list was definitely George down there. Yeah, I definitely agree. As far as young talented teams go, I think the Steelers are one of the at the top of that list, and I know that Matt's excited about that team, and so being able to capitalize on a huge piece of that puzzle is something that I'm sure he's incredibly excited about. Yeah, I know Hugo was kind of hitting on it, like his ability to make plays, go up, get the ball, and really show dominance. Yeah, exactly. He seems like a very dominant receiver, beyond, like, hey, this guy is going to have an insane target share and be able to kind of, see the targets, George Pickens, goddamn, is going to be able to get the balls that are thrown his way. So yeah, as far as kind of like the talent that,
Get excited, shown, Matt.
Yeah, that was a first rounder, no doubt. Yeah, great pick.
Yeah. Artie?
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with everything you guys are saying. I know Matt's really excited about that pick. And like I said, I wanted him on my team too. So if I had him, I'd be pretty excited. But we'll keep it moving. We'll do one more pick here before we have to take a break for part 2. But it's Mr. Berrigan again coming in at pick number 8. James Cook, like I was saying before, this is a pick that a lot of people thought Alex was taking at 4. Yeah. So the fact that he got him at 8,
the old 2-for-1 special.
Yeah, very nice placement there on your team. I think it's a
great drafting in general, Alex. Great drafting.
Yeah, I think it was a great value to get him at 8.
Appreciate that.
And I, he's on a great offense there. I don't know what his outlook is going to be right away on that team. It seems like, Singletary is still going to be the guy over there for now. And we'll see. It seems like James Cook, I'm not too sure who else he's going to be splitting carries with, but it seems like he's more of that third down back. Doesn't really seem like he would be the one or two, like one carry or two carry kind of player. But I'd still be excited to have. I mean, obviously, Dalvin Cook is his brother. Jared Cook is a little bit smaller, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I still like I said, love the value where you got him at, and I'd be excited to see what he does for this year for the Bills.
Yeah. James Cook, very exciting running back here, Alex. Obviously, you could have had him at 4, but you waited and it paid off for you. He fell to you over here at number 8. I just think he fits Alex's team perfectly. He's in need of running back. James Cook, yeah, like you're saying, Marty, he's going to split carries with Singletary to start. But who knows, by the end of the year, James might take over, or maybe Singletary goes down and he takes over and leads it, because Zach Moss, he should not be getting any playing time on this offense. He's just there with the in case of emergency glass. And so I think it's a very promising pick that could, but maybe next year, once Singletary's deal is done. But great pick, Alex. It really fits your team well.
Yeah. And I guess maybe even a little, like a backstory. So I've been searching far and wide for a Buffalo Bills running back. I actually had Singletary, wound up trading him to Vince. I do unfortunately have Zach Moss as well. Yeah, I know that enough has been said about like going against the grain. But at the end of the day, the best fantasy players are good players on good teams, and the Buffalo Bills certainly are that. I've tried to be ahead of the game as far as like finding players with promise that are able to, develop into, a good player and then a good team. But, eventually is enough. And, you got to go for those guys that are on, high flying offenses. And, as shameful as it is to see, Zach Wilson or the Buffalo Bills kind of just render running backs more or less obsolete on that team, I look at James Cook almost as, like his receiving ability. I know that the receivers out there are going to be drawing a lot of attention. So, if that one more person for Josh to throw the ball to, and, why not James Cook? He is able to, a good marriage, of, just a running back, but, he's got good hands. He's able to catch the ball out of the backfield, and, hopefully I can capitalize on that, was my take. And furthermore, yeah, I was, there was a significant point of time where I was excited to take him with that first pick, and then was able to, get him again, 4 picks later, which is, icing on the cake. Even
it's
better.
A dream. It's a dream.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, very happy about that. Very happy with the pick so far.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Like I said, great value there. I think, as far as like a running back perspective goes, that that team wants Josh Allen to have the ball in his hands. So you kind of want that like versatile guy in the backfield with him that can catch passes and run out for, short routes. So I think he's a great pick. Like Hugo said, it might take him a little bit to kind of establish himself in that offense there, but I'd be pretty excited. I love the
Yeah, I mean, if Josh Allen likes him,
touchdowns.
Right. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. If he's looking his way, I'll be happy. Yeah, exactly. Because the other guys, not so much. Yeah, right. The other guys I've had have kind of.
Josh Allen would be very nice to get passes from.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So good stuff.
We'll end the first half of the podcast at that there. But I think obviously a lot of good points so far. But we have a few more topics for discussion here. So
more to come, baby.
But tune in for part 2.